Thank you, Timo Werner. Thank you for the good times. Welcome back to Football Therapy, ladies and gentlemen, with me, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well, mate. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series here on the channel where I reflect on what's being said about Chelsea, giving you my opinion on it, of course. More importantly, always more importantly, asking for your opinion. Loads are popping off. We've had the here we go for Timo Werner back to RB Leipzig on a permanent deal. Chelsea will buy other attackers. Chelsea are going to go mad in the transfer window. Alonso's off to Barca. Who's going to come in? So much to discuss and get into. Thank you for joining me. Please do drop a like. Let's see if we can get some stacked up. Maybe over 3k. You can be the difference. Simply click like. Thank you for subscribing. If you choose to subscribe, and if you choose to do so, you hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby. Mate, check out this wonderful opportunity. A big thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the perfect opportunity now for you finally to get that virtual private network service that can keep you safe and offer you so much more. A VPN works by moving your computer's location to somewhere else in the world, protecting your actual identity and actually unlocking other entertainment. Surfshark is the best VPN I've come across because it's slick, simple to use and available on pretty much all devices, which can be really helpful in the modern age. Also, what can be really helpful is protecting your private information. There's loads of data pirates out there looking to do identity fraud or just straight up scams, and you can protect yourself with a VPN. Even in this age of new media, there's times when you can't access videos due to where you live in the world. Time to activate Surfshark's VPN. Move your computer's location to the appropriate country. Said content is now unlocked and you can watch and enjoy it, and it takes literally a couple of seconds. It's not just about unlocking the old video here and there though, boys and girls. No, you can unlock whole new catalogs of entertainment. Of course, the example I like to use is Netflix, because I personally jumped from the UK to the USA's version of Netflix, which offers me loads and loads of different selection options. Suddenly shows that weren't available to me previously on the UK's Netflix, I can watch over on the USA's version, and yes, again, it takes a couple of seconds. Amazing. I can offer you this amazing deal at 83% off with an additional 3 months free when you use my code FOOTBALL on Surfshark. Simply click the link in the top of the description to go check out this excellent offer now. 83% off and 3 months free. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Thank you, my friends. Go and enjoy yourself and get yourself that VPN by clicking the link in the description. Big thank you to... Oh yeah, baby. Go check out Surfshark now. Click the link in the description. Thank you very much. First of all, let's start on Eduard Mendy, Chelsea's first team, first choice goalkeeper. Chelsea keeper Eduard Mendy's representatives are in talks with the club for a new contract. Look, Eduard Mendy's on like half the money Kepa Arrizabalaga is on. Another player we're trying to get out the door, by the way. Watch this space. We'll, of course, cover that very closely. Despite Eduard Mendy's recent wobbly form with the ball at his feet, he did make a couple of very good saves at Everton. He is a great goalkeeper. He's maybe not the top 3 in the world at the moment that we perhaps thought he was, but he has the capacity to be an excellent shot stopper. A wonderful story, a great teammate, good communication with, his teammates. Obviously, can speak French, Taz Piliqueta, obviously Khalidou Koulibaly and Thiago Silva. He's got a great relationship with everyone. He deserves more money. Maybe not astronomical, insane money, but, he's definitely a very good goalkeeper, and we're going to keep him for a few years. Who knows? Maybe Gaga Slonina comes in and eventually becomes our number 1 in, 2 or 3 years, maybe? I mean, that's high pressure on the youngster. Something to be looking at. Let's move on. Look at my transition here. Oh, no. Okay. Whoopsie. That's embarrassing, isn't it? So that's really good news. Next up, Marcos Alonso. Of course, he's pretty much out the door. Thomas Tuchel has confirmed this. I did want to just reiterate again because people are speaking about it online. Alonso will become the left back for Barcelona. It will be less than 10 million euros. But ultimately, we need to reiterate the same thing we keep talking about here, which is that the Chelsea ownership, the new Chelsea ownership, are willing to take L's. They're happy enough to take L's, and they did that. Todd Bowley did that with the with the Dodgers. They paid people to leave early doors just to start their new regime. This is something similar. They're just like, right, you get out. Alonso, we've got Chilwell, we've got Cucurella. They're more appropriate profiles for how we want to play football. You know, you're done, mate. You are done. So thank you for the good times. And we're going to move on. Okay, so essentially, this kind of came out of nowhere. We did expect Timo Werner to maybe go. But, like, I don't know, man. Alone, maybe, or maybe not back to Leipzig, or how are they ever going to take his wages? He's surely going to have to be taking a wage cut. But, you know, Fabrizio Romano tweeting yesterday, Leipzig are set to sign Werner from Chelsea. Here we go. We've got the 3 words, the here we go. Been told it will be a permanent deal, and not alone. Werner will leave Chelsea. First call by Plettigol today, which is Florian Plettenberg, Sky Sports reporter. Now final details being discussed. It's done. Personal terms have been done since 1 month. So Timo Werner's been talking to RB Leipzig for a long time. And it's not going to be much money. It's going to be like basically referencing this chap now, news on Timo Werner. It will be a permanent deal confirmed. Transfer fee should be around 30 to 35 million euros plus bonus payments. So, of course, if he explodes in the Bundesliga again, scores loads of goals. Final talks about the contract duration. Top return will happen as exclusively revealed today. There's that transition. So let's say £30 million plus bonuses. Thinking about that, so we bought him for what? £47 million. Bearing in mind, we bought, and that was a release clause 47, and he just scored loads of goals. Like, he was like a hot target in European football. So £47 million is actually a really good deal for Timo Werner. He's played 3 seasons at Chelsea, so he'll only have 2 years left on his deal, which isn't a lot. You know, it's obviously not the 12-month mark, but it isn't a lot. So to get 30 million plus bonuses, considering he hasn't exploded and scored that many goals, and considering, you know, everything, that he's probably a bit of a one-to-way, that's okay. For me, that's not actually that big an L to take for Chelsea. You know, I feel like that's probably okay. Timo Werner, I mean, he's not, the fans love him at Stamford Bridge. He's not like been a complete waste man. He's worked very hard, and I know he's all about the vibes, and he's a good guy, and he's quite funny, this, that, and the other, and we're all right to reference stuff like that. But apparently he fell out with Thomas Tuchel. The stories are suggesting that he had an argument with Thomas Tuchel. And that's why he didn't play in the Udinese games. Like, we were wondering where he went. Like, you know, like, was he injured? You know, what happened? But apparently he and Thomas Tuchel, the Chelsea manager, had a falling out. And that led to him being benched or, you know, not utilised for the Udinese pre-season games. And that's sort of the end of him. And that was like, right, he's done. He's leaving Chelsea, which is interesting because he seems like such a personable, you know, not falling out kind of guy. You can imagine they argued in German, their native language. Maybe their relationship was a little bit closer than other players. Obviously, it was when Tuchel first arrived at Chelsea. Then, if you know, cast your minds back, the narrative was, oh, have you come to Chelsea because you're German and they want you to get the best out of Kai Havertz and Timo Werner? Do you remember that was like the narrative? Like, Chelsea hired Tuchel to optimise the Germans in the team. But, you know, that hasn't really happened at all, to be honest. I think Mason Mount's got better. I remember Mason Mount started doing these like half turns and scoring more goals. You know, Rudiger's definitely got better. You could argue all the defenders did. Maybe even Kovacic slightly, but the Germans not really. I think Kai Havertz is a really special talent, but they, you know, the attackers generally haven't developed under Tuchel. So it's about getting new attackers, and we're going to move on and talk about that now. So if you've been reading The Athletic, the financial, I think it's an article by Simon Johnson. He got like a finance expert to come talk about how Chelsea can spend more money and will spend more money this transfer window. Spoke about amortization, which essentially is when you buy a player, say for, you know, £100 million, your financial fair play, it works in 3-year cycles. And also, you amortize the cost of that £100 million player over the length of their contract. So if it's a 5-year deal, you amortize that to the expenses are 20 million per year. And that's how it's viewed on the books. Boring, I know, but this is the financial ting, man. And basically, I'm not going to, bore you, but you can go on and read that. It says Chelsea do not need to be worried about financial fair play, essentially, and they can and they will keep spending. Now, Manchester United have turned to Adrian Rabiot at the time of recording, looking at this, as a different midfield option. So it does look like they're giving up on Frenkie de Jong as a central midfield option, because it seems like he just simply doesn't want to go to Manchester United. And you know what, mate? Playing against Brighton on the opening day wouldn't have done their campaign any good. What a crap show they look like. They do not look like an attractive prospect, no matter how much money they want to pay him. Whereas Chelsea, of course, won ugly but got the win, and generally the mood at Chelsea is very good in comparison to Manchester United. So Chelsea might still get Frenkie de Jong. We've spoken about this yesterday. Should we buy him? I definitely would want to buy him. By somehow getting a good deal out of Barcelona, because we are in a position of strength. They need to sell him. They've had their appeal to La Liga rejected to register their new players. They can pull all the financial levers they want. They do need to sell Frenkie de Jong if they want to get things done. So again, we'll see what happens with that. But Chelsea, this is what I really want to talk about. So, Romelu Lukaku out the door. Timo Werner out the door. Very strong chance of Callum Hudson-Odoi out the door on a loan. What's going on with Hakim Ziyech? Is that Milan move going to happen? Possibly. Chelsea will need to buy another attacker. Alex Crook of TalkSport saying Chelsea are being encouraged to make a move for Crystal Palace talisman Wilfried Zaha. Feels like it's 2018 again and we're scouting out Eden Hazard replacements. Wilfried Zaha, and the attacker is keen on making the switch. I bet he is. He's been trying to get out of Crystal Palace for many, many years, and he wants to play in the Champions League. I think he's got 12 months left on his deal. Wilfried Zaha. Also, he's 29 years old. I don't think we'd have to pay him mental wages, because we'd give him 4 years. He's 29 years old. But then again, Chelsea apparently, give older people contracts now. He can, of course, play anywhere across the front three, but he mainly likes to play as a left winger, kind of where, well, I don't say Raheem Sterling plays, but apparently Raheem Sterling plays a lot down the middle as well. He could be a good utilised player in a fluid front three. Like I said, he's got 12 months left on his contract. His current market value is £34 million on Transfermarkt. Maybe if he put in a transfer request and Chelsea offered £30 million, would you take Wilfried Zaha, the 29-year-old Wilfried Zaha, who's done generally pretty well in the Prem, this season? In recent seasons. He's clearly the right kind of profile to work in the Premier League in terms of running, combining well with good players. For £30 million, Wilfried Zaha for a replacement for these attackers? Is Wilfried Zaha an upgrade on Timo Werner? You say maybe. You sell Timo Werner for 30 million, you can buy Wilfried Zaha for 30 million, Premier League proven and all that. It's not the most exciting, dynamic, signing ever. But then again, people talked about how Raheem Sterling wasn't the most exciting, even though it makes a lot of sense. Maybe Wilfried Zaha makes a lot of sense to buy. Chelsea will need to buy another attacker, make no bones about it. Chelsea will target other attackers, whether it's more of a creative winger player, a centre forward style player, or if it is sort of hybrid like Wilfried Zaha. This is an interesting one to watch, guys. There's still 20 plus days in the transfer window. Chelsea are going to move very fast, whether it's Frenkie de Jong, a striker, another centre-back, Fofana. The Fofana story goes on and on and on. We're going to be covering that very, very closely, so make sure you do hit the bell when you subscribe so you can follow all the sort of reaction to the developing news and be the first to hear it. So let me know what you think about that. I'm going to wrap it up from here. Do go check out Surfshark and that great offer. Just simply click the link in the top of the description. You know, a great opportunity to get a good VPN and my partners, of course. Guys, other than that, keep it locked. I look forward to speaking to you very soon. All right, peace.